Yes.
Yeah.
Josh, sound belch? I don't know.
This video is sponsored.
Sponsored!
Take one. Views beyond the news.
Welcome to our party.
Welcome to our party.
This video is sponsored by Damage Inc. He bought us the drinks, so we're gonna go and shotgun these.
That burned.
I'm waiting for the burp. There it is.
Everyone do the wave. Do the wave. Throw it back. Bring it forward. Back. Okay.
Why don't you do that in front of the camera?
Yeah, that's close enough, right?
It should be. As long as the table's centered, I'm fine. Everyone's in frame.
Cool. You know. I ain't seen a straight line in my life.
All right.
The line's as straight as Ryan.
Views beyond the news.
Which means a 45-degree angle.
The Joker came out today, and we are eventually going to get to that. But I think we'll talk about the Joker last.
Okay, cool.
Mainly because I have something about Robert De Niro that I'm going to talk about, and I will do that after the Joker.
There was the burp. Oh God.
So today, Ryan, I heard that you wanted to go first.
Yeah, explain
Oh, he's cooking
First on
something
the
up
agenda.
right there.
Get that friction.
It's so easy. It'll only take like 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
But I heard in the gaming news that finally PlayStation's like, you know what, fuck them. We're finally going to come and cross-platform with everybody. And God of War is coming to PC.
What?
God of War's coming to PC, and day one for Stadia, Red Dead will be on PC as a day one launch title for PC. That's exciting.
I don't care about Red Dead, but God of War on PC will
That's
look
because you're
beautiful.
uncultured.
That's because he is uncultured. You want to play Red Dead tonight? Would you be interested in that?
I wanted to play Killing Floor.
Oh, I might play League with Ryan. So.
We'll see what happens.
We'll table it.
But I did hear about that,
Yes.
and I heard that the main reason for it was because they actually went into alpha with crossplay with Fortnite and Rocket League. That's where they originally
And
tested it.
Also, the alpha was that, and then beta was, of course, the Call of Duty.
Modern Warfare beta?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, they went into alpha with Fortnite and Rocket League, and then I know that when Dauntless came out, it was also cross-platform for Dauntless.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I forgot
Dauntless.
about
We
that,
played
yeah.
with a couple PS4 players. I want to play Dauntless again sometime, just for shits and giggles.
But I thought it was only us and PS4. I didn't think it was...
It was
that's
Xbox.
shit.
No,
That's everybody.
It was everybody.
Yeah. I remember
And
that.
then I heard that since Call of Duty is going to be cross-platform, that was one of the big deciding factors for PlayStation to actually open themselves up to the idea.
I just don't know what took them so long.
I think Sony was content on being top dog in the console game, and that means we're not sharing. That means they are just going to do everything themselves. They don't need help. But with the way the video game industry is shifting, where I think the actual community itself is coming forward, and they've made it very clear we want cross-platform, because not everybody plays the same console, because everybody likes something different. People enjoy PlayStation exclusives over Xbox exclusives. Some people like controllers better than other controllers.
Yeah, like Halo's.
Yeah,
an
but,
Xbox
like, this is
exclusive,
just
and
bringing-
wasn't God of War like a PS4 exclusive. Those are the only two
God of
exclusive
War has
ones.
always been a PS4
Like, don't get me wrong, there's-
PlayStation.
The whole
exclusive.
console versus PC war that's been going on since PC gaming's been out. Now,
Yeah.
this is just going to open up a whole nother league of PC versus...
Well, I mean, shit, we saw it during the Call of Duty beta. Every fucking time someone saw, like, the PC logo next to my name and a controller, oh my god, we've got PC players in here? Ew, he's using a controller. What the fuck?
Didn't someone say are they playing
Nintendo
an Amazon
Switch.
Fire Stick?
Is he playing with a Fire Stick right now, bro?
My favorite lobby is when we played against like those 4 people on PC, and the 2 guys on our team were like, "Wow, we're gonna lose to these mouse and keyboarders, man. How are we supposed to beat these keyboarders?
and then we destroyed them.
How could they? How we out aim them? They have a whole arm to aim with."
I was like, everybody likes something different. I think it's a very smart business choice for Sony to open up. Sony is doing the right thing by finally getting on board with it, because at the end of the day, what's your top priority besides making money? Keep the community happy. You want them to come back. You want them to buy and use your shit. Good on Sony. It's taken too damn long. They need to get the stick out of their ass and start getting on board with trends sooner.
Facts.
Factual.
But it's exciting. I hope that means in the long run maybe we could play with Sydney. Maybe even Joe. Joe has a PlayStation.
Yes, he's already in our...
Casey's got a PlayStation.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, but Casey's got a PlayStation.
I know that day. I'll never forget the day that you were like,
What's Joe's name in Discord?
We don't have
think
Joe in
he's
Discord.
there.
Yeah, we do.
Not on our Discord.
I added him. Yes, you do.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's the one with the really, really weird name.
I thought that was your brother.
Danny Didago?
That's Bradley.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I know.
know that.
I was
I will read you a list of names.
Joe's.
No, I'll never
I have
forget
to go
when
look
Christian-
at it, and it's something really fucking.
Joe's
funny.
never on, so we probably should just kick him from the server.
True.
He doesn't do anything.
Look, I'll never forget when Christian was like,
I love you, Joe.
Casey's got a PS4. Since when?
What?
Yep, don't really see anybody in there.
What?
There's your list.
No, I think
To the wrong server.
I still think Sony should have done it sooner, but I also think it is crazy that it'll be the first Call of Duty that's cross-platform and one of the mega titles that people grind out year-round until the next one comes out. It's
sure.
a good choice.
I was also reading
Fuck, I
on
guess he's
Twitter.
not.
Told you.
He's
That
just on
there's
my
a-
friends list then.
There's a company within Microsoft, and I think they're going to work with Sony about bringing out an RPG, like adventure, like massive multiplayer game.
Mhm.
You know those games that I've been talking about, like
An MMO.
yes, dude, and with cross-platform. Could you imagine that?
Ryan's biggest dream is to get like a Sword Art Online style game that he can just play the shit out of. Like Ready Player One VR,
trying to
get into that
grind out
shit.
here.
That's what
I'm
Ryan
trying to build-
wants.
That's Joe's name.
I need a hand job.
I'm trying to build the.
Oh, it's
I
Joe's
need a
name.
hand job.
I'm trying to build the biggest guild out there, and Christian's going to be our leader.
I was gonna do something, but I can't. It's the internet.
It's the internet.
It's facts.
I was gonna do something, but I'm not going to. Now, I that's what I was doing.
No.
It was.
Yeah, I was gonna do something along the lines of that, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm glad to see Sony's on board, and I hope only the best for them in the long run.
My
I think
chair's
it's exciting.
being weird. I can't lean back, and it's bothering me.
I do like the fact that God of War is coming to PC, even though it's kind of one of those. I feel like of all games you could bring, how this game's been out like what 2 years now.
I think they just want to do it more because they
I
have.
mean,
graphic
will be.
wise,
Yeah, they
it's
have-
a graphic heavy game to like port to PC.
Like, could you
It'll
imagine,
probably shit
especially
up-
with the
a computer will shit
RTX now?
itself.
Like that's gonna look beautiful.
I'm excited for Red Dead coming to PC. Like Google Stadia is an interesting choice, but Google Stadia is going to have a shitload of competition when it comes to Xbox's Game Pass subscription, which is $9.99 a month. Or I don't know if you guys saw, but PlayStation Now dropped their prices. Do you guys know what PlayStation Now is?
Yeah, it's kind of like Game Plus,
It's kind of like Xbox's Game Pass, but PlayStation Now, it used to be $19.99 a month, and what you do is they have this game library full of like 500 plus titles, but most of these titles are older games. They're like PS2, PS3 games. So like I could get
I know
Sly
what you're
Cooper
talking
and
about,
Jack and Daxter. They've just gone through a price drop. You can pay $9.99 a month or $60 a year for that subscription. That's fantastic.
Also, did
Because
you,
Xbox did that. I forgot.
Excellent work.
did you hear that ESPN's getting a gaming channel?
I did hear that actually. That's fucking
Dude,
crazy.
there was one time that my aunt and uncle left Samuel and John alone in the house, and they came back and they were watching Overwatch on the on ESPN, and my aunt and uncle walked in and was like, "What the hell am I
Yeah, I
watching
saw-
right now?" And they came up to me like, "There were video games on my TV earlier." I was like, "Yeah, it's called esports."
It's a
Dude,
professional thing now.
And
Come on.
they're like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "You get paid money to play games
Last week,
professionally against other professional teams." And they were like, I couldn't even tell what was going on. I was like, yeah, it's pretty intense. And they're like,
They're probably standing there like, what does this world come to?
and dude, because my other little cousin, he literally wants to be a professional gamer.
Well, who doesn't want to be a
and
professional
then like,
gamer? Come on
and
now.
so like, they're both like, you're not gonna be a professional gamer. I'm like, you can be a professional gamer.
Do whatever you want.
I was like, you got this.
I don't think I want to become a professional gamer. I want to be part of a team. Don't get me wrong, but like I want to be like what like 100 Thieves does. Where they got that content creator side plus the esports side. That's what I want to be part of.
That's what I would love
Just
for
let me
us to
wear a
work
hat.
for.
Let me wear a shirt with their name on
I just want the sweater.
I want free clothing.
Yeah,
But I mean, we'd have to find a game that we could go professional in, and no, League's not it. It's not.
Call
of
Duty.
Actually, Call of Duty could be it.
Josh
Dude.
and I-
Especially if they see. Okay,
We'd have to practice 12 hours a day though.
the mobile version of COD launched about a week ago. No, that's the thing. It's #1 on the App Store. Like, it's gotten crazy responses.
So dumb.
There's a ranked mode in the mobile Call of Duty.
I will
Not
be-
only could we be good at that,
well, I'm just saying.
Professional COD mobile players? Are
fuck
you
yeah.
shitting me?
I'm looking at Christian when I say this, but our editor's gonna have to put in the clip where Josh still has to suck my pinky toe because I took us to a victory when you left. It's on Twitch.
Are you serious? You have to suck his toe?
Probably. At some
Facts.
point.
Probably.
I was a 1v5
On what?
Christian
What?
on COD on the beta. I fucking smoked these kids.
Wait, what? He got an ace, a 1v5 ace, and you said...
In the middle of him killing, everyone was like, "If I win this, you have to suck my."
I got
toe."
2 kills and I'm running around in no man's land. I'm like, hey,
You
if
had
I
the
win this,
You were using the M4A1, weren't you?
I don't know. I picked up someone else. I was using everyone's guns on the ground.
Bullshit, that gun's broken. That gun's a 2-shot kill, an assault rifle.
As I'm running around, I go, Josh, if I win this, you gotta kiss my pinky toe.
Halfway through killing their whole entire team, he says this to me.
Dude, you
Like,
know what's
okay.
crazy? So, you remember we were playing the beta? Remember day 1, everything was fine. Like when you were killing, the time felt right. Like the kill time felt right and everything. And then the last 3 days, it felt like you had no reaction time. You just got melted.
Yeah.
It's because the inputs on every single lag, the code is not written right for that. So your ping, like our ping, it would say like our ping was like
20.
0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's 100% wrong. You cannot trust any of the pings on that come unless they fix it before it comes out.
Yeah.
But that's because why it would feel like you're getting melted because the United States player would be put on an EU servers. For one thing, because there were no like United States servers for some reason.
I love
we were
EU.
put on EU servers.
I love European
And
servers.
so it would like give us 0 ping, but in reality our ping was like 100 and something. And so we got shot. We got the input lag because so it like you put an input, something tries to fix it so it makes it feel like it's even.
Yeah.
Is off. And so
Well,
it
'cause I
feels like
remember-
you get melted no matter what because there's a
I
there's a
remember
buffer.
every time it said matchmaking, it would show you that it's searching for a lobby with 0 ping, and that's just completely unrealistic. Nobody ever has a 0 ping.
Unless
It's
you're
not
like
possible.
plugged into like the Call of Duty
actual
server,
mainframe,
just like
yeah.
just like Ethernet cable.
I know the
COD
lowest ping
server.
that I've ever seen is 5. But
I've
that
seen-
was on CSGO.
I was like, the lowest I've ever seen was 14, and it was Rocket League.
Yeah.
And the Rocket League servers are ass. So whoever had 14 probably was sucking Psyonix's dick that moment. Like,
Was like
I think
was like
that's-
give me better ping.
yeah.
I gotta play Rocket League and blow you.
I actually think that is a good transition to what you wanted to talk about, which is the microtransactions for Call of Duty.
Which is why I did it, by the way.
Yeah, good transition.
Good segue.
Yeah,
But so
I hate
microtransactions.
you.
Well, there's a lot of
I hate
controversy.
you.
What'd you say?
I hate you. The way you like lean back and point at the sky, I was like, I hate you.
that's why I did it.
It's like, I hate
You see Mr. Emerson
Just
come
like-
in here?
Stop this
Just like-
right
just like-
now.
And that's what I say. I was like, do it.
Oh, I still do that to Mr. Emerson when I see him.
Dude, he used to
Yeah,
get
church or
pissed when you
something,
would
I go-
do this and then kiss your thumb. Like, he would get pissed off at that shit.
I know.
dude.
He got mad at Felipe and I so many times. I was like, that.
I'm kissing Jesus.
Well, I was like, that's what our parents did.
Jesus is not gay.
Dude, we were at the game. We were messing around because these two, like, they like hugged each other, and the little girl turned around and looked disgusted.
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah, wrap your arms around me real quick. Like Ryan did that, and I looked this little girl in the eye, and I was like, no, keep leaning. I was just like,
to Ryan, and,
and
the little
she
girl,
looked at me like,
and then I looked at Christian. What if the little girl looked at you? He's like, my mommy says homosexual is not okay.
I'm gonna go to hell.
It was really fucking funny.
It'd be alright.
But
Okay,
a lot of
gay.
controversies come out about the new Modern Warfare. Thousands of people have canceled their pre-orders
Shit, give me that pre-order. Fuck 'em.
See, I didn't hear you say they canceled them.
They
Earlier
canceled their
you
pre-orders.
said that the pre-order rate had dropped. I didn't know they canceled like they
did I
wanted a
not?
refund.
Oh no, they straight thousands of people have canceled their pre-orders.
They don't have to
because
the micros.
because they promised they weren't going to do loot boxes like they did in Black Ops 4, which was
they're not. They're doing
so
it differently.
So no, they're not. They literally took back their promise and
There's only
said they're
so many
doing it
ways
like.
you can do loot
Well,
boxes.
you remember how Modern Warfare Remastered did it, where you could
No,
could
I didn't play a whole lot of that.
Okay, you could either buy loot boxes and there was a good chance you'd get a weapon out of it, or like so it'd be like, let's say you can get like the UMP or whatever. There would be like an emblem, a couple like World War II did it, where you could be unlock challenges or different things to unlock that weapon, or just buy just fill them all out, then you'd unlock it. But in remastered, that's how they did it for everything, or you could just grind the game and buy like scrap for it.
Yeah.
That's how they said they were going to do it, which is a great way of doing it. It means you could grind the game and get the guns for free.
It's achievable in a decent manner.
It's achievable in a decent
It's
manner.
not like Anthem, where like they would put a suit on the store for 90,000 fucking credits, and you're
Hey.
like, I got a week to get there. That's not happening.
Hey, it's a soft spot. Let's
I'm
not go
sorry.
there.
Sorry, Anthem.
Still a piece of shit. Tried to play it like a week
Anthem?
ago. Dude, tried to play it like a week ago. I was like, let's see if they update anything. Logged in. Lily just walked around. Like, still, I was like, why is this still laggy? Pissed me off, man. But so they're doing it like they did in Black Ops 4, where they add a gun, and the average was you'd get a gun in 1 every 1,000 loot boxes you bought. So it would cost $1,000 on average to get the weapon they put in for DLC. That's how they're going to do it.
Do those numbers count with like the loot boxes you get for leveling up and shit, or is it only the money you spend?
Only the money you spend.
See, that's trash. That's how you lose a fan base, guaranteed.
That is so bad.
So that's how they did it.
That's worse than
That's how Black
CS:GO's.
Ops 4 did it, and that's how Modern Warfare is going to do it now.
Well,
they took back
okay.
the promise, and then how PS4 has the like Spec Ops exclusive for a year.
Yeah.
Because I know y'all don't care about the Spec Ops, but a lot of people love the Spec Ops mode.
No. It's not that I don't care about the Spec Ops. Everybody will get the base Spec Ops thing, but it's the strict survival game mode that's almost like a zombie type, but you're surviving waves of soldiers. That is exclusive to PlayStation for a year. That's something that I can live without as long as I can enjoy a Spec Ops experience. You can keep that one portion to yourself for a year. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Would it be cool? Yes.
But like, how many people are going to play Spec Ops?
Probably a good amount.
I would think quite a few
good
people are
amount.
going to try it, but I think everybody will more be like honed into the original idea of Call of Duty. I want to get to master prestige.
People don't like the fact that they're being left out.
I'm just going to...
Well, yeah, no, it sucks, but at the same time, since Sony does own the rights to Call of Duty because Microsoft gave it up, it is in a way traditionally right that Sony gets something before all of us.
Yeah.
Now, a year, that's too much.
That's a long time.
I could understand,
A month.
like
2
a
months.
I mean,
couple
some people
months or
won't
something.
even be playing the game after.
Because how much
was
was it for Microsoft? Wasn't it a month?
Yeah. Normally, Xbox
weeks.
and PC would get DLC a month before
Was it a
PS4.
month?
Yeah, it was a month.
It was normally a month.
Okay, yeah.
It was a month.
But when you're gonna give the other side something an entire year, by the time the other players get that, the next Call of Duty's already announced.
Yeah.
It's already getting ready to come out. And what really sucks, who the fuck sent you that?
Gee.
Oh.
That is
Was that you
a
laughing
great-
at those kids?
That's you laughing at the little children. G caught the like evil maniacal laugh of
Look at
Christian
my
in a
face
picture.
of like, jeez.
Look at that. Look at the evil laughter of Christian. Look at
love
that.
Nice.
But and we've
Ryan's
already
just like
we've already basically been told that
boy.
Sledgehammer and Activision had some kind of falling out. So the next Call of Duty's been given a track, and they've already told us it's going to be another Black Ops title. We're going to get Black Ops fucking 5.
They need to stop at 3. Oh, God.
I'm so tired of Black Ops titles.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the Black Ops.
They didn't even
community anymore.
add a campaign in the last one.
But B, I did see something. Do any of you know what Inside Gaming is?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I watched some shit from them, and I actually kind of agree with one of the statements they made. I think if Activision was smart, they would take the route of Fortnite. Put out a Call of Duty like this one, make it free, get your money from the microtransactions, and update the game. New maps, new everything, and you can keep one Call of Duty for the next 2 or 3 years before you release the next title.
Dude, Black Ops.
It's doable,
The
but they
Black
gotta
Ops
do it right.
games have been a money grab since Black Ops 3, though. All that company is doing is grabbing money, because Black Ops 3 had the
Well,
exact
actually,
same
I
microtransactions that Black Ops 4 did.
Well,
What
no,
did with Black Ops
that's the thing.
2?
I would not say they are a money grab, but they don't work. That's why the microtransactions are so bad.
Yeah, but like, don't
Dude,
give me...
people still pay thousands of dollars for those fucking guns.
But
Even
do you know
even
why?
if it's a few thousand people, if like let's say 40,000 people out of the millions of people who play it buy the $1,000 for every gun, that's 40,000 people paying $1,000.
But you know why they do it? Because Twitch streamers and shit will buy that because they need content.
Yeah.
So it's an easy money grab for them to be like, oh, you want to make money off of us? Well, we're going to make money off of you. I get the business standpoint from it, but...
Fuck me, that hurt.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I know Christian
It's a shitty
hates
way of doing
Fortnite.
it.
God, I hate Fortnite.
But like, they did a really
Their
good job.
business model is great.
Yeah, they did
It
such an amazing job
revolutionized
of
how gaming should like continue.
Yeah, it's like, it's free. Oh, but we're gonna add this season pass, and what else are we gonna give you? Some skins that you can buy. Don't get me wrong, I spent a lot of money on Fortnite. I almost sold my account for $2,000. Don't get me wrong.
I think that's the biggest problem I had with Fortnite, was once they released a battle pass, every fucking game got on the battle pass train. Rocket League's got one. I think PUBG ended up having
Yeah.
one. Everything
Also-
has a fucking battle pass
but
now.
it's just-
Call of Duty Mobile has a fucking battle pass.
And you bought it!
Because I wanted Ghost.
But like, Fortnite was also, yeah, there was PUBG and King of the Hill. I don't know if anybody know what King of the Hill is,
I don't know what King of the Hill is.
but
What
like,
the fuck is that?
it's
It
another,
sounds like
it's
a
a
Halo
BR,
game mode.
it's a BR game.
Old man.
But like, once all those games came out, Fortnite came along, and it was like, BR. Call of Duty jumped on it. Who else? Not Battlefield.
Everybody.
Yeah, Battlefield.
You're trying to list off the people who jumped on it.
Everybody.
Even
did.
Red Dead Redemption has like a 12-person free-for-all in a small area. You start with just the knife, and you gotta go pick up a gun. Like Red Dead fucking did it.
So like everyone
That's
jumps.
kind of like old school from Modern Warfare. The first one where the game mode old school where you'd spawn it to go pick up the weapons. You could jump.
Yeah.
6 feet.
So like everyone jumped on that BR train, but I'm glad that Call of Duty jumped on the Battlefield train.
Honestly,
That ground war was fucking sick.
Yeah, the fact that Call of Duty has a ground war
They need to
mode.
fix their connection issues first because
Hell no.
their code is legitimately
Dude, that
written
back
wrong
is
right
being
now, and they can't fix it.
To somewhat get back on track, at the end of the day, though, I hate loot boxes.
I hate 'em.
And I do agree with the fact that they are a form of gambling. And I can't wait for them to be outlawed because eventually I think it'll get to a point where it's had enough shit. Because in certain countries, loot boxes are outlawed. It's
Isn't it-
illegal to put loot boxes in your games.
Isn't it in Switzerland?
It's in places
or
like
Netherlands
that. Yeah.
or something?
I can't.
neutral
A,
states.
I hope that happens here one day.
The Dutch.
But B,
The French. Can't forget about the French.
but B,
I'm pretty sure the Dutch are from Switzerland, by the way.
it's also one of those
Those are
that
Swiss.
in today's gaming industry, you have to expect microtransactions. You're not going to get a base $60 multiplayer game without having additional shit.
Look,
you can
I'm just
buy.
saying.
Josh, don't worry, I hate me too.
I'm gonna say it again. But CS:GO did transactions right because you can sell that shit on their marketplace.
Where are the Dutch
I'm
from?
just gonna finger your ear hole real quick.
Finger your
Okay,
ear hole.
Tyler is actually Googling where are the Dutch from.
Anyways, but
Tyler
yeah,
needs the knowledge.
Deutschland.
I think microtransactions are good as long as you can
Germany.
sell back that
The
item.
Dutch.
If you can do the microtransactions
Deutschland.
correctly, which it's hard to do it right. I do.
Steam
I
did
do,
it right.
No. Hear me out. I do think Fortnite did it right. Fortnite gives you a
CS:GO did it right.
Fortnite gives you like a little side panel where you can buy shit that's up for a week. They give you a battle pass, and the game's free. Companies like Call of Duty, even Red Dead did it. Red Dead has a club pass. It's a club reward system, and there's 70 levels. You have to use 35 gold, which is the currency you can buy for Red Dead Online, or you can obtain by playing their other game modes. And you buy this thing for 35 gold, and for 70 levels, you get bonus rewards. Like, I've made 30 gold back from just getting to level 70. I made $800 just from rewards coming back from it. There's a right way to do it, and there's a wrong way to do it. Call of Duty has not done it right yet. They just keep getting it wrong.
The remaster was the closest they've
closest.
ever got to, and World War II. That was really close. The Dutch are from the Netherlands,
Okay.
Good for
so
them.
I was partially
No,
right
you
'cause
said Switzerland.
I mentioned the Netherlands too, though.
Deutschland.
I just
His
missed
fucking
their
Tobey
people.
Maguire hair is just swishing back and forth.
Would you like me to do the dance?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do
I don't
actually.
want it, I
Just
can't.
stand up and
I can't dance.
I don't know. Transactions are just it's an iffy situation.
iffy,
It's
bro.
it's honestly it's like
It's risky as
if you
fuck.
like gambling, that's for you because I love gambling. I have a gambling problem.
yeah, there's a market for it, but I think the
And the Swiss are
majority
from
of
Switzerland.
people, who
check,
grew
just in
up
case.
playing like the older Call of Duty games, we just want a classic experience, and we're not going to get it without them trying to shove their shit down our throat.
play my childhood again, man.
Yeah, all I
dude.
want
I
to
don't
do is
give
get
a
online
shit
and kill
about
people.
I just want to run around 360 no scope. So
Honestly, bro.
off the top of
That's all I
Rust.
want to do. I don't give a fuck about battle passes. I don't give a fuck about microtransactions. Just let me play my
Now,
fucking
don't
game.
get me wrong.
Let me have some
occasionally, like games like Rocket League. I've bought in the last 3 Rocket Passes, but Rocket League, the Rocket Pass, there's so much shit in a Rocket Pass you can get. Like Rocket League does it right. I love their Rocket Pass, and I will buy it every season it comes out. I love the way they do it. On the other hand, I feel like Call of Duty pushing a battle pass, and then the battle pass on the mobile version, and then a battle pass on the new one. I'm like,
They don't have a battle pass in the new one. They're not doing a battle pass.
I heard that they were.
Oh, they were?
I heard that they were.
They said they wouldn't.
I think it. No, I heard that they weren't doing a season pass for the new.
It's the
Call of
same
Duty.
fucking thing.
No.
What?
Why are your nipples so hard?
He's gonna get them pierced.
A season pass is what they
They're gonna
used to
stay
do.
like that forever.
A season pass is what they used to do. It would be
Supplements, dude. It's not
$50 to
my fault.
$60, and the season pass
Actually, it's my
guaranteed
fault.
you
Step
get
off.
4 DLC maps and anything they released. You
Okay,
paid a
step
one-time
off.
purchase. The battle pass is what you pay $9.99 for each
No,
season, and you
I've
get
never
level
done
1
that.
through 100. You get those rewards. They're not gonna have a season pass. There will be no $60 charge for DLC. But I think they're gonna have a battle pass like they did mobily, where you can get level 1 through 100 and you unlock things every tier. I think that's what they're going to do. There won't be a season pass though. They're not
Kind
gonna
of like
charge
how
you
Apex does it?
like how Apex does it.
That's
Like
that-
how Battle Royales do it.
That's the close thing I think of, but
BRs are so much
I do
different.
want to play Apex because they just released the new
Season
map.
3.
I tried to play it with a controller last night. Dude, I got shit on. I killed one person in 7 games. I was like, dude, I was like, legitimately the sensitivity. I went to go aim at someone. I was like, I wonder if there's aim assist. I just went,
No.
whoop, and I was like, shit, there's not aim assist.
Yeah, when Christian was like, hey, I've been playing on my controller, I was like,
Okay, Ryan, that day I switched to my controller. We played the first 4 games, and I didn't kill anybody. I switched to my controller, and the next, 4 games, I killed 3 people the moment we dropped each game. I'm just better with my controller.
How on Apex?
On Apex,
Dude, there's fuck that.
I have more control over how
don't.
lightly I can tap the stick.
I
have no control over the mouse.
I can't even fucking loop properly. I tried to open a door and I was like X, fucking open goddamn door. I just kind of kicked it open after that. I was like, fuck this.
Josh? I actually transition. I don't know why I say that.
Hold on. No, thank
Does he
you.
need mouth to mouth?
No, he needs mouth to penis.
Would you like mouth to penis?
So, ow!
fun editing.
That kind of hurt, bro.
I'm
What do you want to hear about first?
Hold on.
Atheist or Uber?
I'm gonna hear
What?
Tyler say mouth to penis, and then I'm gonna look at the video, and Ryan's gonna be doing this to John.
I want to hear about an atheist.
I want to do the
Uber.
atheist first.
Okay. So,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
headline.
You want to do the atheist first?
I want to hear about an atheist Uber.
Okay.
There you go.
So there's an atheist group that filed a complaint over Judge Kemp, who was the judge in the Amber Guyger trial. Amber Guyger is the ex-Dallas cop who shot a young black man in his own apartment while he was, eating cereal or was
I
it
have a
ice
quick
cream?
question. Why was his apartment unlocked?
Hold on.
I mean, you don't lock the door to your house.
Well, no.
so-
So that's the thing. I think the door was cracked open. Like, he hadn't completely shut the door. He was sitting on his couch eating vanilla ice cream. She not only entered the wrong apartment, but his apartment was a floor above hers.
But it also stated that she recognized that, everything was different. And so they're like, well, if you can recognize that, everything's different in your apartment.
Not her furniture, not the same setup.
she recognized it.
That's not my couch. Who's sitting on not my couch?
I like to think my homie was watching some anime, eating some ice cream, having a good time.
Looking at them titty.
why you gotta call me out
what
like
if
that?
what if he was watching High School DxD?
And Rias is just sitting there with her tits out when she...
I would be sad. I would
be so sad for
I
him.
would go to Dallas and be like,
Let him finish High School DxD.
It's too late now. But,
He'll never see season 5.
so the group is called the Freedom from Religious Foundation, and they filed a complaint against her because the judge, after the trial's done, after the jury did their verdict and everything, so everything was done, but they complained that
Tyler.
they complained because she went to both. They complained because she specifically went to the ex-cop, gave her a hug, talked to her, gave her a Bible, and was like, "Here, read this verse. Start here. Do all this stuff in the Bible." So they're pissed off about that. Their
Which is none of their
complaint,
goddamn business.
honestly, doesn't really. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
If the judge wants to do that after the trial, I mean, who cares? I feel like it was kind of sparked because I'm sure a lot of people saw it on Twitter, but the younger brother of the guy who got shot forgave her publicly, didn't want her to go to hell, didn't want her to die in jail or anything like that, gave her a hug.
The closest
He's a good
thing,
man right there.
The closest thing that I could probably compare it to, and don't worry, they're not on the same level, not in the slightest. But it's almost like when you get done with like a high school basketball game, you're not supposed to socialize with the refs. It looks bad because it looks like you're buddy with the refs. It probably looked bad that she went and talked to the lady who murdered him, but it was afterwards. It's none of their business.
I mean, so it sparked because there was a video of her doing it.
Yeah.
But the video doesn't show literally 30 seconds before when she was talking to the kid's family.
They're just showing the part where she walked up to the
Because
murderer.
it's controversial.
Yeah.
And, the group filed against it and, complained about her writtenly, saying that it was, like, breaking the whole separation of church and state. Which, I mean, if you think about it, kind of. I mean, she's giving a Bible to a prisoner. I mean, she's a judge and all that.
If you're not in the... Did she do it in the courthouse?
Yeah, it was in the
Yeah.
courthouse after the trial.
It was
Oh,
right after.
so after the trial was done.
Everything was done.
So everything.
Her sentencing.
Literally, they were about to
everything.
take her out of the courtroom.
Okay, then
And
that
she told
person's
him.
no longer a judge. Then they're just a normal person. again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No one.
Their shift's over.
Honestly,
Their
nobody
shift-
gives a shit.
He clocked
Except for these
out right
people.
then. Who gives a fuck?
Right. These
Atheists.
this atheist group is just kind of freaking out about
Usually
it.
atheists just don't give a fuck about anything. That's probably why they're atheists. And now
fake
they give a
atheists.
fuck because
I mean-
someone gave a Bible. It'd be
Christian-
different. It'd be
Well,
different
they're
if
fake
she,
atheists.
if she was an atheist and then he gave her a Bible. Then I could see some kind of being like, "Hey, leave our friend alone. Just kind of like,
Oh yeah.
You don't belong.
I mean,
here.
either way, who gives a fuck? Like, if that's what she wants to do, she can do
Well,
it.
also at the end of the day, she's
If the
about to
trial's
she's
over,
about to
you're
spend the next
sentenced.
10 years max in jail.
Yeah.
I can't believe she's up for parole in 5. I think she should have gotten minimum 20 years.
20 to
personally.
25, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I should have
So
asked.
she literally shot a man in his house.
We should ask
So.
Yeah.
my aunt about it because that dude, she could have helped us. She could have given you some insight.
Well, no offense. You were in the wrong apartment. You were on the wrong floor. And you shot a man in a room,
Unarmed.
an unarmed man in a room that you knew wasn't yours, yet you were confused and still there. You deserve more than 10 years.
Yeah,
Don't
and
get
I'm
me wrong.
surprised she didn't, because we're in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Well, that happened in Texas.
It was in Dallas.
She didn't get the death penalty.
That's what
No.
I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
Now,
That's a different controversy that some people want to talk
Yeah,
about.
don't
but
even go
Not
there.
today.
the death penalty?
No.
No. How much she got sentenced?
Yeah.
For what
Oh,
she got
dude,
sentenced.
I got so happy with the death penalty. I was like, some people deserve it.
I was
some people
actually
don't.
about to start bitching, but I won't.
No.
About the
let's
death
not-
penalty?
No, Tyler.
I mean,
Tyler.
I think in most
Privilege. I was
Yeah,
gonna start
there you
bitching
go.
about privilege. But
Oh,
I'm not going to.
I don't know if it's privilege. I wouldn't say it's
No,
privilege.
people,
but she
I
got
don't
people
think
are
it is.
calling it privilege, but I don't think it's privilege.
Some judges are just different than others.
I
so
think she
it's
should
up
just
to
be
them.
grateful she only got 10 years.
Yeah,
honestly,
'cause we're in Texas.
Anybody else would probably
They would
gotten
get life.
25 years or to
Dude,
life.
I thought it was in another like
no, it's
No.
here in
Like-
Texas.
like lenient
But,
state.
like, most southern
I'm
states
surprised
always
she's not
give
being
life.
put. I'm pretty sure she's surprised she's not being put to death.
'Cause that's
right now. Like,
manslaughter.
that's insane. Usually, dude, I think
And
manslaughter
technically
is
trespassing. If you think
punishable
about
by
it.
death.
Because don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it is. But like, some judges give you life anyway. You're gonna die anyways.
I don't believe that it was privilege, but I do believe the judge was wrong in her sentencing. I firmly believe she should have gotten more time.
I think
than
she went a
got.
little soft.
I think she did go soft, but
I mean, some people like argue she was exhausted, all this shit, but like at the end of the day, she went into somebody else's house and killed someone.
Did she not get
If it
charged
was-
with trespassing too?
I think she only got charged. I don't know what her official charges are. I'm only here to talk about atheists being weird.
Because that's like
Yeah. Like,
who
breaking,
cares?
entering, trespassing, manslaughter. Like
Yeah.
the
I don't even know what the
fuck?
manslaughter, because isn't it first degree, second
But it's
degree?
not breaking. Okay, never mind.
I don't know if it's breaking
it's
or anything.
iffy
if the
because
doors
none of
are
us
open.
work with the law.
Yeah,
I mean,
It doesn't matter if something's open and you enter the house. It still counts
Should
as
have went to
breaking
law
and entering.
school.
Should have went to law school.
the world don't need
Oopsies.
more lawyers, Ryan.
Fuck being a doctor. I'm gonna go
Should have been a lawyer,
be a
man.
lawyer.
But yeah, so basically, this group is just freaking out over nothing
Dude, my
because they
aunt
can.
says law school is easy. I'm like,
they're
you're crazy.
basically.
That depends on the type of student.
I feel like they're doing it for attention.
Wait, what?
well, yeah, no
In a
one.
way.
Have you ever heard of the Freedom from Religion Foundation?
No,
Yes.
Well, now you do
Oh.
because they
heard
filed a
of them.
complaint.
because they're having a bitch fit.
And
The
you know, I
minimum
get
is
it.
2. The maximum is 20. So she got right in the middle.
The
She had
maximum
10.
is 20.
Maximum is 20.
See, I think she should have gotten max. I think 20 years is fair because you killed an unarmed man in his apartment because you weren't paying attention.
Eating
yeah,
his
this
ice cream.
offense can result in
Eating
a
his
prison
ice
Ice cream,
sentence
maybe,
from-
possibly watching anime.
Like I said, it would have been one thing had he like almost been like ready to defend himself, and she did it out of defense. Because it would still would have been wrong because it wasn't her apartment, but
He didn't do
it,
anything.
it still could. But like he's sitting there on the couch.
I think.
What was threatening?
I think the report said that he like stood up to be
Okay.
like, "This is my place" or something like that. And as soon as he stood up, she shot him.
Oh, a fork!
Oh my God, metal!
You eat,
Well, I mean,
ice cream with the
I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
where
someone
I.
said cereal
No,
earlier.
it's ice. He was
What?
eating
You
vanilla.
You eat
ice
cereal
cream.
with the fork?
No, it was vanilla ice. I thought it was cereal, but it's vanilla
It's
ice.
vanilla.
Oh, okay. So
I thought it was
cereal.
it.
You eat
Why
cereal
did
with
he
the
just yell
fork?
out fork?
Because maybe I'm the only one that eats cereal
just-
in
you
the middle of the
just yell
night.
at
Oh, you don't
You
eat
know.
cereal with a fork either, do you?
Dumbass.
Are you stupid?
There's something that has a liquid in it. You don't eat cereal with a fork, do you? I guess you could eat Cheerios with a fork.
Oh my God! I was
Just gonna
thinking.
stab him.
That's what I was thinking of. I shit you not. In my head, I was like some dude eating Cheerios with
That's
a
what I was gonna like.
fork.
Wait a minute.
What the fuck?
What year are we in?
Dude.
This
Alright,
man's in
who gave-
2030.
God.
That's some fucked up
It's
cereal.
been. It's,
So anybody
it's-
else on the atheist?
We're just having a
conversation?
time, aren't we?
I think they're just bitching about nothing.
They're
They are
they're
just
attention
bitching
grabbing.
about nothing.
I mean, she's
They're
she's
upset
gonna
that
get what
everyone
she
worships
deserves.
God, so they're making themselves known.
Okay. You can either choose to believe in something or not. I don't really give a fuck. I don't really care if
Nah.
you do.
Was
I mean,
the atheist and the jury?
no, it's a group.
I know.
It was
But, like,
probably a group that
when
saw-
atheists randomly came out of nowhere and was like,
No, it's a group atheist. It's a foundation.
That group probably saw
The
the video of the judge talking.
I thought it
both
was someone
sides,
in the courtroom.
and they took the one side and they probably blew. It's just fake propaganda. They're finding something to bitch about.
Because literally 30 seconds before that, you could see her go and hug the family of the young man that got killed.
If anything, good on the judge for
She went to both sides.
being nice to both sides and trying to help.
It is a very stressful case, a very hard time on both sides. I mean, good on her for going down there and being a human being.
Dude, I've seen some cases that have just like both my aunt and uncle have just been like, fuck this month, because they'll be on a case for a long time. One of the worst ones was
I don't know if we should discuss.
well, the dude's already been convicted for it.
Should we still discuss?
I think as long as she doesn't use names or anything.
I'm not using names, but
Okay.
there was
I think it
there was
should be
one
fine.
time the year before I started going to tech, someone threatened to blow up the Jones AT&T Stadium,
I think I remember.
and by my family. He had to handle that case. And it was really hard. Same thing with the kid who shot the cop. He had to talk to him, and he was like, dude, the kid sat down, looked at the person who was like, there's another cop in the room, and the kid looked at him and was like, I shot your friend, didn't I? And that was the first words he said to him, and oh god, it was a hard case.
That kid's got some cojones.
Dude, I asked, I was like, does that kid have some problem? He was like, definitely a psychopath. Like, that kid's not okay.
He's just sitting there with a lighter.
There was something wrong with that kid.
How'd you get a lighter in here, bud?
No one searched his ass. What the
Keistered it, bro.
He keistered it into the interrogation
Dude, when we went to that play and they said keistered a rifle on an airplane at...
That was the greatest moment of that play.
That was...
It was a play at the school.
Yeah.
Katie was acting in, and Reagan. Mm-hmm. They're like, how'd you get a gun on an airplane? Reagan was like, you ever heard of keistering? And I was just like, what? And dude, it was... I had to like hold my mouth because I was laughing so hard.
You want to move on to Uber?
Oh yeah, so Uber has developed a helicopter service. Right now, it currently only goes from a tower in Manhattan to the JFK in New York. It's a $200 to $225 fee to ride it.
Worth it. If you have that much money, worth it.
Honestly,
Helicopter
yeah.
rides. You know what? If you're injured, a helicopter ride is $10,000.
Yeah.
So you know what? If you're gonna ride if you're injured in New York, don't call a helicopter. Just take me to the tower. Uber only costs $200. I don't want to spend $10,000.
Like, I don't know if it's like a GoFundMe, but like Uber was like raising up to get like all this funding because they need the insurance for that shit. So like I know that they were naming out cities in like the year 2021, and Dallas was one of them. Was going to be one in Austin. Like pretty much anywhere where there's like big cities.
Well,
I know there's tall buildings.
I know
for
at
the
one
land.
point
They
kind
can
of
do
That's where they need to be, yeah.
It's also interesting. I think Uber's being extremely innovative with it because aren't we in like I don't want to say recently, but like within the past year, wasn't Uber under fire for like people drivers harassing women in their cars, people getting kidnapped and shit? Like Uber was on like the decline.
Yeah.
Uber was on some hood shit for a while, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, this is an interesting twist for them. Interesting
It's pretty
business
cool.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Also, in 2025, I read somewhere that they're gonna try to look into Tesla for the autopilot car
Dude,
thing.
I would love for one of us to have a Tesla because I would just be like, let's go get in the car and ride around the city because we put on autopilot and just chill.
Well,
Tyler literally turns his chair around and talks to us.
I would just like.
Well, actually, the problem with the Tesla thing, I actually saw these two people were asleep in the front seat of the Tesla while it was on autopilot.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
No, you're not allowed to do that.
That's
You can only turn on the autopilot if you were still awake enough to know what's going on. Like, the autopilot is for a conscious driver who's still watching the road. You're not allowed to take a nap. You're not allowed to move in the car. You still have to focus on the road.
I would
Don't get
take
me
a
wrong.
nap on the way.
And that's how you get pulled over and arrested.
I think they
Dude, I'd be like autopilot
Or die.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd put on sunglasses and just.
I think the whole autopilot was designed for like, let's say you're going from here to Austin and you hit that highway.
Yeah.
There's no need for you to like. I mean, yeah, they have the cruise control, but who wants to still hang on to the steering wheel for that?
You know how much, dude? Have you ever seen how I drive on cruise control? Literally, just like.
Yeah, but like,
Or like my hands are down.
yeah,
here,
but like,
I'm
who
just
wants
like-
to do that still? Like, you can
like,
like, you know, just be on your phone, no hand on the steering. Like, that's what the autopilot.
Well, you
in my
should never
decision-
text and drive first.
10
You're
years
on
driving, the
autopilot.
car is.
Even if the car is driving.
No.
That is still bad influence.
The autopilot thing in general is an interesting concept.
Yo, Elon, don't mess with my dad
Give
like
me
that.
some autopilot, dog.
Don't mess with my dad like that, bro.
But at the
Elon
same
Musk is a
time,
fucking
you're
god.
basically I don't know. I don't think I trust the autopilot. I don't think I'd use
He's
it
a
a whole
weeb who
lot.
got rich. That's what he is.
Because you know what's going to happen?
My dad.
People are going to sit there and use autopilot, and they're going to be sitting there with their switches in the front seat. Someone's going to be rolling a joint while the car is driving. Anything could be happening in the front seat while the autopilot's on.
Is that so wrong?
Oh, damn it. I almost got in trouble for talking about something.
Thank God you stopped.
I don't want to know.
I've seen a video with the Tesla and autopilot.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I see that one too.
What? That the fucking...
No, I don't know, but I feel like I know.
No,
where
I
it's
know
going.
what it is, and we're not going down
Yeah,
that road.
that's why I stopped myself.
No, we're
Later.
not going down
I'll
that.
tell you later.
All I
I'll tell
remember
you
because there's
later.
a redhead.
I'll tell you later.
Oh.
Stop.
I see.
Tyler.
We're not going down that road.
Yeah, that's why
I'll
I
tell you
stopped
later.
myself.
It's a topic that will get you put in the corner.
I'll tell you later.
Or we're gonna give you the hat.
I'll link it to you. Don't worry.
You're going to get the hat and the corner.
I'll link it to you. Don't worry.
I don't know. I think...
I'm just kidding.
I'd like to see what becomes of Uber's new plan, but I don't think it's something that I would ever personally use,
Shoot.
even if I had the money. Like, I don't know if I'd be like, I feel like Ubering in a helicopter today.
You're telling me if you didn't have enough
God.
money to spend frugally, you
Hold
would
on.
be like, you know what?
I don't like the-
helicopter.
The engines fail, that's a straight drop back down to the planet.
Christian, you gotta reverse psychology because I used to fight of planes. There was
What
one
do you
time
do?
where I
Tell
just,
the plane it's not gonna come out of the sky?
like
You will fly, damn it!
no, like you window and watching, but then I forced myself to like look out the window while it's flying in the air. I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, you won't go down. Control, even though you're 100%.
No,
Makes you
I
feel a
don't,
lot
I don't
better.
have to psych myself up because even when we're up in the sky, I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, the world really is round, but we build everything in squares. Like, I sit there and I look. It does not bother me.
Especially in Texas, you're like, wow,
Everything is
why is
square down
everything in
there.
a square?
Like, it doesn't bother me, but in the back of my mind, it's one of those that I'm like, this could drop out of the sky at any moment, and I'm going to die.
Have you ever heard the stories of when like people are flying through a storm cloud and get hit by lightning and you drop 2,000 feet into the plane? Dude, if that happened, I would... Remember Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias' joke about it? He's like, I swear to God, I turned gay for 5 seconds. It was like, that would legitimately be me. If it got struck at free fall 2,000 feet, dude, I would shit my pants and squeal like a bitch.
My absolute favorite thing
would
is like...
be so bad.
Like, if I'm on a plane, I've already accepted the fact that if it drops, I'm dead. I've already accepted that.
Oh, yeah, you're in a flying
But
aluminum
my
tube.
favorite thing is when I went to Houston. And on the flight back from Houston, I had the funniest experience of my life. I was in the back row, on the left, looking out the window, had the row to myself. I was sitting there, and we hit turbulence. And the whole plane goes... And everybody in front of me grabbed the back of the next person's chair, and I was like, you guys didn't accept death? Are you shitting me?
Your response was, oh, we're dying.
Yeah, I'm just
And
like, this is it, we're going down.
And everyone else was just like,
They just grabbed the back of the chairs and they shook for a moment, and then they stopped and everyone looked around. I was like, you guys are foolish.
Wait, were we going from here to London or from London to Italy when we hit turbulence?
Dude, I don't fucking know, but I remember, dude, Coach K immediately started praying, and I was like, Coach, just turbulence.
Not only that,
dude, like, turbulence? Because when you take an international flight, you go higher, and you're like 40,000 feet up in the air.
Yeah, something
and when
like
you're coming down, you go through clouds. So if you hit like a weird air patch, the whole plane goes like, you're a big ass plane, so the wings flap, and
Yeah.
you're just like, dude, I was just chilling, like, please fucking go away. And I look over, like, Coach K just like, and just rocking. I was like, I was just like, fuck this turbulence.
And then Tyler's sitting there like, you know what, fuck it, let it go down. Let it go down.
so while Coach is doing that, Felipe, like, he's sleeping. And this is all I feel next to me is, I was like, what is going on?
Just violently wakes up.
I'm like, oh, fuck! Yeah, I'm like,
Dude.
Felipe, fucking chill.
Dude, the
We're
only
not
time
crashing,
I've ever,
I don't think.
like every time we hit turbulence, I usually like to look out the window because I'm like, if I look out the window and like nothing's weird, dude, I saw a plane wing legitimately like, dude, it was like whoop, and I was like, nope, we're done here. And I was like, oh, dude,
he just sits down next to him. Please don't let us die.
dude, it was when I was going to England. I was like, cool, let's look at the wing. Dude, those wings are fucking huge. And the captain was like, we're about to hit turbulence. Put your seatbelt. I was like, what? And the plane, dude, the plane wings just went like a wave, and the whole plane did like, it was like, and dude, when you see a plane wing do the wave, dude, I was like, it's gonna break. We're dying. dying. And
There's a man out there on the wing, and Tyler's just like, stop waving!
dude, it scared the fuck out of me. It was so bad. Like, I didn't sleep at all on that flight to England. It sucked. There's a picture of me asleep in a park. Because literally, everyone else is smiling in the picture, and me in the background, I'm just on my back, literally passed out in the middle of a park. They left me there for like 4 hours. Just
You're gonna get fucking mugged.
It's London.
Dude, we went to a Starbucks, and a couple of us went upstairs to go chill, and I fell asleep on the couch upstairs, and everyone went back to like the group point. They're like, where's Tyler? And legitimately, the only person who remember where I was Sophie. She was like, I think we left him in the Starbucks, and I was like, and she came back to get me. I was like, am I dreaming? Because like,
She comes riding in on a steed. Take my hand.
she was like, hey. I was like, what the fuck? She was like, we're leaving. I was like,
Hey, you gotta kiss me to wake me up.
I can only imagine Christian. Don't kick a hoe.
Don't kick a hoe.
dude, I'm sorry. I'm talking my dude.
Hey, Christian. High five.
It's like, you better go wash that hand first, you nasty. It was so weird. You woke up that morning and your immediate reaction was to high five. You're like, "What's up, dude?" It's like, that hand was just on your dick. Go wash your hands.
Dude, I do some weird shit in my sleep.
Yeah, we know.
So, this one was a little recent. There were only like a handful of witnesses. But it was reported right now that there was like a 21-year-old man who like almost got into a fight with like 30 mini cheerleaders. I didn't have a topic. My topic.
Hey, I was there for that.
Casey,
I was a witness.
To be fair.
I love you, Casey, so much.
I don't have a topic. There's my topic.
To be fair, those kids started it.
Those fucking kids did. On God.
All I did was go,
Okay, so we went to our
The fact that they kept
sister's.
turning around and tried to make you talk, I was like, dude, I was getting mad. I was like, turn around.
okay,
Like,
a little backstory to that. I am one of those people that A, I'm extremely petty, so if you're gonna try to out petty me, you're gonna lose.
Oh, yeah.
But B, no offense, I'm not gonna lose to fucking children.
especially 30
I'm
little
telling you.
Yeah, we
cheerleaders.
went to our sister's senior night volleyball game.
This is not a news story, she's just being a dick.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was funny, and I didn't have a story because I thought I wasn't going to be able to attend this. And there were, 30 little mini 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders sitting
Yeah.
in the
There's a
bleachers
shit
as,
ton of them. That's all I know.
cheerleaders. And Christian was cheering for our
just Alyssa's
sister,
class.
but he was screeching.
I was just being loud. It's a game, you're supposed to be loud.
And the cheerleaders kept turning around. I think at one point one of them said, I'm going to go tell your mom.
No. The one, okay, there were 4 specifically in front of me. One kept sitting there, just like, I'm gonna touch you. And she just kept doing this. And she kept touching me. I was like, that doesn't bother me. The one to my left kept looking at me and copying every fucking word I said. Which I was like, that don't bother me either. I don't give a
Dude,
fuck.
just copying me makes me want to punch children in the face. I fucking hate it. I hate it so fucking much. If you
She
would have
was
killed
like-
me as a child, literally just be like, go to your room. Go to your room. I'll be like, oh, I want to... Dude, I legitimately almost, kicked Sammy when he was a kid one time. Because he would just walk around and be like, what you doing, Samuel? I'd be like, what are you doing, Samuel? I'm like, your name's Samuel. He's like, no, your name's Samuel. I'm like, dude! I'm like, Auntie Anne, get your child!
The one directly in front of me was the problem. She kept turning around like, you're being too loud. I'm like, it's a fucking volleyball game. I'm allowed to scream. And
Obviously,
don't remember,
he
I
did
didn't
not
cuss
use
at these
this
kids.
language.
No. But the one kept looking at me. She's like, I'm going to go tell Annie on you. I was like, okay, go ahead. And she eventually leaned over, and I see Ann look at me. She's like, stop. I was like, they started it. I'm going to finish it. And one looked at me. She goes, I'm going to go tell your mom. And I looked her dead in the eye. I was like, she's over there with the sunglasses. Go ahead. What's she going to do to stop me? I'm 21 years old. Go ahead.
I think it's funny that little kids don't comprehend that you don't have to listen to adults at a certain age.
Oh, I
Every
know.
single one of them, like, we're going to tell our parents and they're going to tell you what to do. I'm like,
And I'm
over 18. I'll fight your parents.
And I'm
so
gonna
I'll
tell
kick
your
them in their
parents
old
the
man
same thing
knees.
I told
don't
my friends.
care.
You can't stop me. I'm unstoppable.
I literally looked at the children. I was like, "Listen, you're not gonna win this. Stop fighting him." Like, and
that was the absolute best part. Was Tyler kept telling them, "You need to turn around. He's not gonna stop. Watch the game."
like he was the child, and they were always like, "Listen." And dude, they kept turning around looking. I was just like, "Turn around now, or else I'm going to tell Auntie Anne that you guys are not behaving." And they were just like.
And my favorite part was eventually she looked over and the 4 that were in front of me, she made them go sit by her. I was like, bye, you lost.
Dude.
I regret nothing.
I thought that was a fun story.
It was.
I hate children.
All right.
Love you, Josh.
So before we
make
get
some great
into... I'm actually not going to talk about the Spider-Man thing because I didn't get a chance to read the article because I was battling cheerleaders at the game. I actually have an update on the vaping thing.
Oh, interesting.
The CDC has announced that there are now over 1,800 vaping-related instances, and the death count has shot from 13 to 18.
Yes.
A new study actually shows that the lung damage in some patients looks like chemical burns. And what they're comparing it to is it looks like they took 17 samples from people who were hospitalized. 2 of the samples came from 2 of the people who actually died. Mm-hmm. And they say that the chemical burns in their lungs resemble someone as if they were inhaling poisons like mustard gas. They're saying that's what it resembles.
What was it? The chemical weapon it was a chemical weapon
hydrogen cyanide.
Hydrogen cyanide. It was a chemical weapon. Mm-hmm. It's an acid.
Yeah. They're saying that the damage in the lung tissue represents. It looks like they might have been inhaling mustard gas.
It's like they were inhaling hydrogen cyanide, which is an acid, which is pretty sure used in chemical weapons.
The thing is, though,
banned.
In this article,
chemical weapons
the CDC is having a problem. There's so many things that could be the problem with it, from the chemicals themselves to what the coils could be covered with, so that way you can vape them. You could be vaping the metals off the coils. They don't know what the problem is, and they don't know how to pinpoint it. So they can't tell us to stop, like we've already stated, but at the same time, they can't pinpoint what's causing it. All they know is it's a guaranteed nicotine and marijuana problem with the vapes, but they don't know what it is. They've got no clue.
Well, there was in one state. I don't remember where it was. I don't think it was Florida, but it was somewhere.
If it has a crazy headline, it's Florida.
I don't remember. Whoever it was, they put a 3-month ban on all vaping products.
Oh, Bama.
I know that Wisconsin was looking to completely ban vaping in general. They want it completely gone.
He said it was Alabama.
Alabama? Yeah, they did a 3-month ban.
I know the Bama...
You can fuck your cousin, but damn, you can't vape here.
You're no longer allowed to smoke.
I know it was
You're not allowed to smoke your vape, but you can fuck your sister cousin all you want.
Cousin fucker.
The only reason they did that ban was because I know the University of Bama had it wasn't a protest, but it was awareness of it, just to keep the students safe.
Just walk into your house.
It was more of it was more of oh, we need to keep everyone safe as our students. So the student body was ban it. So the whole state was yeah, we might as well fuck it.
Ban it.
Fuck it, we don't want it.
I was they were fuck it, we got our tobacco company.
Look at Marlboro Red.
You can smoke a cigarette and bang your cousin at the same time, but you cannot have a vape in your mouth, mister.
See,
we'll be damned.
My thing
I will be damned.
My thing with the vaping issue is, don't get me wrong, there's 1,800 people who are suffering from this. Quite a few of them end up on life support, and 18 have died. But they can't pinpoint a cause, and people are still doing it. I don't know how to feel about it.
It has to be recent, because I'll tell you one thing. When I first went to tech, there were already people vaping.
Juul was fucking everywhere.
So I mean, it's something
like 4
recent,
years ago, when I was a freshman, no one had the Juul. The Juul wasn't around then, but it was
Juul wasn't.
It was the fucking.
It was the
mods.
The fucking
the big handheld.
Yeah, that thing. Everyone was smoking those, and there's no hospital accident because of that. No one was put in the hospital because of that. I saw my friend. He was like, you want to see a giant vape cloud? I was like, what the fuck is that? Because I was like, dude, he just went, and dude, he blew out, and he literally just walked in one of those smoke ring across the entire room, pushed it, and then blew 3 more into it, and split it into 8. And I was like, what the fuck are you?
You were the coolest person I've ever met,
dude. His name is Gunner, and he had His name is
the
Gunner.
coolest person I've ever met.
He had a beard. He had a beard down to here.
It just gets even cooler.
His hair was down to his middle back.
Oh my god,
Dude, he was in my fraternity.
Are you
and
sure he wasn't Jesus?
He's 6'4", and
damn.
dude, he has 2 koi fish tattoos right here.
God damn, I'm in love.
I think he's Jesus.
I'm in love. I'm in love.
I'm in love.
He also has a
Reeves?
Desert Eagle in his truck.
A deagle.
Oh my god, a dingo!
Dude, he's like the most.
Redneck motherfucker you ever meet?
Yeah, and his name is Gunner.
Well,
Right.
he has coil fish on him, so he's got that
Could be
culture in
worse.
him.
He could be named Kyle.
Kyle or
Don't fuck with the man
Dude, we
named
had 4
Kyle.
Kyles when I was there.
Oh, Kyle!
Kyle.
All of them are crazy.
All
My
right.
ancestor Chris Kyle.
I want to say last but not least, but I have a topic to talk about after this because
Still
it
haven't
kind of
talked about the
corresponds.
movie.
That's what we're getting to. But like, I want to talk about Robert De Niro, but I want to talk about it after the movie.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, well, because I kind of want to get the movie out of the
think I
way
just
and
heard
then talk about what's happening with Robert.
Okay, we haven't heard your opinion on it at all because you're being a prick.
The Joker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I didn't want to talk about it till we did this.
The time is now.
Yeah.
I got you.
So,
And we're on the same level.
she did not go with us to see the Joker, but you can weigh in on social opinions.
Wait, do you need spoilers or anything?
She doesn't
I
want to
don't
see
wanna
it. She doesn't care. So,
Respect.
before we continue on to the Joker,
you're
I'm going to go
taking
ahead and
fast.
say mad spoilers because there are quite a few things that I think are worth talking about.
Spoilers ahead.
But
Fucking court town.
we went and saw the Joker, and I will be the first to say it was everything I wanted it to be. The movie was cringy. It was one of those that every time Joaquin Phoenix did something, you were like, oh, what the fuck? Like, he played a really good, skinny, malnourished fucking psychopath. It was everything I
insane.
wanted. And I have no regrets about the movie. Would I give it a 10 out of 10? Probably not. It's hard to make a perfect movie. But would I give it a solid 8.5, almost 9? Yeah, I would.
I would.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
The one thing I would say I didn't like about it was the CGI blood. I'm like, why the fuck do you use CGI blood? Just use real fucking blood. That annoyed me.
Yeah.
That part really annoyed me. I'm like, why would you use CGI blood on someone's face? Why not just here's some cornstarch and food dye on your face? Be fine.
But I want to start from the beginning. I mean, we all saw the trailer. He starts out as, he's the clown spinning the sign. The kids take it. They beat him up in the alleyway, whatever. The way the movie progresses into him, like him finding a love interest, and it's his character slowly but surely snapping. There's certain scenes in the movie where you can just see the look in his face. He's snapping nerve by nerve. Like, he's just losing his shit.
The music does a great job of telling you when the snaps are happening, and the music just gets louder and more intense every time another snap happens. You can tell how bad it is just because of the music, and it's wonderful.
Supposed to be a smiley face.
Also, what the fuck is
His
that?
mouth is over to the left too far.
No, to give... I'm going to attempt to, give a quick cut of the movie. He gets fired from his job. Like, his friend, he's after he gets beat up, one of his fellow clown friends gives him a gun, tells him to protect himself. He's entertaining these kids at a children's hospital, and the gun falls out of his pants in front of all the kids.
Dude, that part, I was like, is it going to go off and shoot a kid?
My favorite thing is that he picked up the gun and he looked at the kid and he goes... like, the nurse behind you didn't see the fucking gun. Yeah, right. He gets fired over that, and they show in the trailer he's got a love interest. It's the girl who played Domino from Deadpool.
She is a
Zazie
fucking
Beetz.
babe,
She's gorgeous. But it
I'm
shows
not gonna
that
comment
he's...
anything else because it won't end well.
It shows that he's got a love interest, and really the movie just progresses with he wants to be on the Murray Show, which is Robert De Niro. He wants to be on the late night show. He wants to feel like he's accepted, and he's
He wants
Normal.
to bring joy and laughter
He wants to feel
people.
normal.
He wants to feel normal, and his mom's been telling him his whole life, you were put here to make people smile. Well,
She's also... Oh, we find out later that she abused the fuck. How does he not remember any of that?
She didn't abuse him. She said... Well, let me get into that once we get to that part. I want to get to the synopsis of the movie before we...
Yeah, she did.
No, she didn't abuse him. Her boyfriend abused him, and she sat by and did nothing. She didn't actually abuse him. Her boyfriend abused him.
That was in one case. I thought he was found tied to a radiator.
Not by her.
I thought it was her.
No, it was by her boyfriend.
Oh.
She just sat by and did nothing to do it because she was also being beat by
Either
the
way, she's a
boyfriend.
bitch.
But the movie just it progresses really well in showing him snap. He's got a love interest. The real turn it took was when she ends up telling him that Thomas Wayne is his father. Like, she had an affair with Bruce Wayne's dad before she left the company. And
But he was adopted.
he, as it progresses and shit just keeps going wrong and it gets worse and worse and worse. The first moment where he kills those 3 white guys on the subway, like they end up beating the shit out of him, and as it's passing through the tunnel and it's flashing in the dark, he pops that one guy in the fucking head from the ground. His brains splatter all over the back, and you're like, oh shit, here it is. He snapped. He's gonna fucking do it.
Then he shot one guy twice right here and here, and then he shot one in the ass.
And that guy tried to run, and I was like, just kill him. Just fucking unload the pistol and do it.
Yeah, he fucking unloaded his ass like 4 times.
And after that, the way... I can see where people were concerned that the movie shows what a crazy loner can accomplish. Like, he killed those 3 people, and everybody rallied behind him because Gotham is a fucked up place. And Thomas Wayne running for mayor, I can see why the city didn't want that. You're going to let another rich asshole who doesn't understand the needs of the people who actually need help, you're going to let him try to run the city. I think the way they show him progressing into full-on psychopath to almost like a cult leader. Like, he gets this massive following.
And it feels like he belongs somewhere, and he's happy. He's finally just like...
He's understanding that the system is fucked up, and there is something to be done about it. Someone can make a difference, and he's the one to do it.
But what's crazy is people that were scared about that. I'm like, there's not a place like Gotham in the real world!
No,
there's not a place run by a rich, the only thing I compare it to is like Manhattan. Like isn't that the city it's based off? Is like Manhattan or something? All the big skyscrapers or whatever. Even though Manhattan's fucking huge, but like, is it Manhattan like an island?
Yeah,
it's an island.
Gotham's an island.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Isn't it like based on? It's like if one person was in charge of the entirety of Manhattan and it was cut off from the rest of the world.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, it's not real. A crazy dude shooting 3 people on a subway in a big city isn't gonna spark a revolution for the poor people in that city.
Well, and I think the best part of the movie where it actually shows him like the full extent of his like insanity is where it's showing. Stop playing with that cord. I'm being a child.
Oh, you want to talk about who was being a child earlier?
That was different. They egged it on.
It's only different.
I think the part where they show the full extent of his insanity is where it's showing the flashbacks where he was like going out with his love interest, and then it shows that she was never there.
Dude,
he never met up with her. She was never there for him. It never happened.
And then he was in her apartment, and she was like, "Who?"
I wonder if he killed them.
He did.
I think he probably did.
He did because when he was back in his apartment, did you not see the sirens? And then you hear footsteps down the hall.
Mm-hmm. But
he fucked them both up.
I think
I'm glad they didn't show that, because that would have been
really fucked up.
Him killing a little girl, that would have been
they bare minimum should have showed him killing the mom. I think they should have, but because then it would have easily been implied that the kids just know more. Like, either way, they got their point across.
I bet they cut it out.
I understand where the problem is with the issue of we've had school shooters, terrorists. Things are not good in this country. And they were concerned. I mean, the police departments and militaries were setting up safety and evacuation plans for movie theaters in case something similar that happened with The Dark Knight, where somebody shot up the theater. They were prepared with evacuation plans to get people out in case somebody came to shoot up the movie theater.
I read a warning on what you should do if that happens here. When we go to the movie, I saw someone on Facebook. It was like police are supposed to be posted like all day at every single. That's why there's a police officer there.
Movie theater.
There might have been one, but that's more than there usually is at the movie theater.
The only time they have cops there is like when you go to like the 9 or 10 showing. They've always got one at night standing in the lobby, but never during the day. And this time there was one there the whole time.
But I bet there was like 6 there tonight. Like right now, I bet there's
or last night for the midnight release.
Premiere. Dude, people went to the midnight premiere. I was like, fuck that.
The midnight premiere would have been like not to be fucked up, but the midnight premiere would have been probably the best time for someone to shoot the place.
My mom said, she goes, "Why don't you go to the midnight?" Hell no, I got fucking shit I gotta do, man.
I like to continue living. No, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that. Unless you can go buy me a bulletproof vest, I went, hey, okay.
But the fact that they I think this movie is a classic case of what cinema actually is. They do such a good job of showing the emotion of his character, of how he's a fucked up individual. And when I say fucked up, I mean he's been abused, He's been in the psych ward. He's on a shitload of medication to like keep him mellow and not to have negative thoughts.
Don't forget, he also stopped taking those meds.
He did stop taking his meds, and he felt a whole lot better. But I think they just did a fantastic job of portraying his character of he's this like scared individual, and he doesn't know how to fit into. He slowly becomes his own person, and he's filling a role. He's filling a gap in society that needs to be filled. There's no one to take charge and be like, you guys are not helping us, so I'm going to go ahead and fix this. Remy, do not step on that cord.
Let
me go.
Scared the shit out of me. I thought that was a fucking ghost.
But towards the end of the movie, when he actually gets on the Murray Show with Robert De Niro, we all knew that in the long run, he was only on the show to be made fun of. They all laughed at his clip of him in the comedy club, and he can't get his content out. The twist they put on it, in where he had a medical condition where whenever he's in like uncomfortable situations or whatever the card said, apparently, like, you've seen the trailer, right? Well, he has this like psychotic maniacal laugh, and he passes out this card whenever he's in like extremely uncomfortable situations and whatnot. He can't help but laugh. And the card reads it's due to like brain damage or a neurological issue. It's something that he just can't control. So he's laughing the whole time, and during his comedy set, he can't get the joke out. He's standing up there in front of the crowd, and he's just laughing. He can't get it out. And so when he gets called to be basically on what would be the Tonight Show in Gotham, Robert De Niro's the host. His name's Murray. I don't know. That's the only name they give him. Franklin Murray?
No,
Murray Franklin. He goes out there. He's clearly there just to be made fun of, and he dresses up in the clown paint to go on the show. And the best part about that is everybody around town is rioting because of the 3 people who died in the subway. They realize there's someone trying to make a change in Gotham. They're rallying behind someone. They've got no idea who it is. So he looks like everybody else, and they're concerned, with him walking out there on stage like, is this a political stunt? He's like, no. He's like, this is just part of my outfit. I'm a clown. He's like, but when you introduce me as the Joker. So when they introduce him and he goes out there, it looks like a normal time. Clearly he's fucking psychotic. He goes out there, and in the process, what joke does he tell? Does anybody remember the joke he told? It's a fucked up knock-knock joke. Like about somebody being hit by a bus or dying or some shit.
Knock knock, who's there? It's the police. Your son was hit by a drunk driver.
Yeah, it's a fucked up joke. Yeah. It's not funny. Like it's a sadistic joke. And they're just like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? And like they're telling him, we need to get you off air. But I should have told you before, he'd been practicing to go on the Tonight Show, and he's is in his apartment rehearsing to the sound of the music, and his whole plan was to be like, knock knock, who's there? And he tells a joke, and at the end of the joke, he puts the gun to his head and blows his brains out on live television. That was the plan. So when he's out there, him and Murray get into it over this joke, and he's like, they're right, you're not funny, this is fucked up. And what was the last thing he said before he pulled out the gun? Was it another joke?
It was another knock-knock joke! He said knock knock, and he's like, I don't think that's appropriate right now. He's just like, knock knock. And he say everyone gets what they deserve, and just went,
he pulls out a gun and just blows Robert De Niro's brains out. Just fucking kills him live on the air, and then puts like 2 more in his chest before everyone runs out screaming, and he walks up to the camera to make a public service announcement.
I was like dancing and laughing after he shot the dude in the head.
That sounds normal for the Joker.
And he figured out that the condition he had about laughing wasn't a condition.
Yeah, it was made up.
It was his mom told it to him, but he thinks fucked up shit is funny, and so if someone dies, he thinks it's funny.
Well, the problem he had with his mother is his mother ends up having a stroke because these officers come to his apartment and they want to know about the 3 men who died on the subway. Well, when he goes into the hospital, some shit goes down. Earlier on, he finds out through his mom that Thomas Wayne is supposed to be his dad. Well, he ends up going to the mental hospital, and he wants his mom's records because she used to be admitted there. And he steals them, and he's reading the file. That's not his mom. He was adopted by this woman. He was abused by her boyfriend. And everything he's basically known has been a lie. He has, like, everything he's done his whole life, his medical condition, it's all wrong. Like, he's just a fucked up individual. So when he goes to visit his mom in the hospital, he fucking takes her pillow and suffocates her, kills her. And that's where the classic line in the trailer is like, I used to think my life was a tragedy, but turns out it's a comedy. Like he
I'm
just.
pretty sure that's quoted. I'm pretty sure that's a Shakespeare quote, by the way.
It
sounds like a Shakespeare quote if I ever heard one.
It's a fantastic line for the turning point in the film where he realizes everything that he's ever known is a lie, and he's just like, "Fuck it, this is where it changes," and he kills her. And towards the end, they do a really good job of setting up Batman in a way, because after he kills Robert De Niro, he's in the back of a cop car. The entire city's in a riot, and the Waynes come out of the movie theater. And they've got Bruce, and they go down the alleyway, and there's someone standing by with a clown mask and a gun in their pocket. And it's the famous scene where he shoots Thomas, and he kills Martha, and he rips the pearls off her neck. And then Bruce is left sitting in the alleyway. I would say towards the end of the movie, that's about the only problem I had. Because...
You didn't like that? I thought that was a great nod to the comic books.
Well, it's a nod to the comic book, but I don't like the way they set it up in terms of the Joker's already like 40 or 50 years old, and then Batman was just beginning. Like, I didn't like that sense because they're supposed to be mortal enemies, but there's a huge age gap.
Well, no,
that's my only thing.
There are different things in the comic books where the Joker's like 60 years old. There is those, and those are the Joker's equally as insane.
Well, in that instance, like referencing that, it would be Batman the Killing Joke. That is one of the craziest comics ever. And Batman and the Joker, they're both in their 60s, 65. They're both really old, and the Joker actually kills a shitload of people in this comic. And it's one of those, it's completely unforgivable. So him and Batman are getting into it, and the Joker runs into like this tunnel of love at this amusement park, and he's shooting at Batman.
Yeah, dude, that I've seen the videos that they animated it, by the way. There's an animated show after that, and it's fucked up.
Yeah, I know. And they get into this huge fight, and the Joker ends up stabbing Batman. It's Batman like half snaps the Joker's neck, and as the Joker's sitting there just kind of like fucked up and hunched over, and Batman's bleeding, the Joker tells him, you've dedicated your whole life
to... There's words on the camera.
The fuck is that?
Tyler, you ask that every time, and every time
recording has been stopped automatically. The card is full.
There was nothing on the card when I cleared it. Absolutely nothing.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Card full. Eat my dick, dude. How? What the fuck? There's nothing on it though.
I'm not clearing that right now. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna fuck with that while it's still recording.
Okay, you can just finish. I'll just fuck with this.
But what was I saying? The Killing Joke. As the Joker's sitting there, he basically tells Batman, you've dedicated your whole life to putting me away because, I'm one of those people that's causing all these problems. And he goes, you failed this time. He's like, all those people died, you didn't save them, and you just basically killed me. He's like, you're going to be the bad guy in this scenario. He's like, you've lost. And before Batman can really say anything, the Joker lifts his head up and finishes snapping his own neck and kills himself.
God damn.
And then the police are coming and Batman's slowly walking out of the tunnel, grabbing his side. It's a fucked up comic, but it's fantastic. Like, just the way they kind of end the Joker's legacy there with you failed. The world, Gotham will fucking hate you for this. It's great. And I personally think the way they portrayed... the fact that this movie itself was not based off a comic, it was freelanced by the directors and the writers, I think they did a fantastic job. Mm-hmm. I loved it, and I personally wish Joaquin Phoenix would be our Joker. I loved it. I loved everything about him.
There's no plans for a sequel, but the director and Joaquin have actually talked about it.
I hope they do a sequel, and personally, I'd like to see him replace Jared Leto, but that's personal preference. I don't know.
I don't think they'll replace Jared.
I don't think they will either. I wish they would, though. But I give the movie a solid 8.5, 9 out of 10.
I give mine an 8.7.
I like it. I like it as like an 8.5, 9. It's pretty
I'll
good.
probably sit around there too. Yeah, 8.5, 9 almost.
It was a good movie.
It's worth
It's great.
seeing as its own little film. I recommend it 110%. And like I said, I get what's wrong with the social norms of school shootings, and they're afraid that this movie's gonna.
I think it would bring awareness to mental illness, if anything.
That's what I would say. I would say the movie, if anything, should show people, don't turn your back on people who need your help. Like, this is what happens when you're not helping those who are struggling. Like, you need to do something about it. But people are going to have their own opinions. I actually saw an article that stated The Joker was the worst movie of the year. There was a company that hated it.
I saw a thing about it being the film of the year.
I saw one that was the worst of the year. In fact, its ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, it came out and it had like an 83%, Then it dropped to 70, and when I looked today, it was like a 61% by Rotten Tomatoes. Audience reviews, however, have set at a solid 91.
I think it depends on how you look at the film, I guess.
It's weird because it tries to explore this about how there's two sides to like every coin.
Yeah.
And how people are reviewing it is they're looking at one side of the coin and not both of them. Because if you're looking at both of them, it's bringing awareness to mental illness, showing that you you should help these people. But on the flip side, it's like, look at what a crazy motherfucker can do.
Look at what
people aren't looking at both sides. They're looking at the more negative side instead of being like, there's a positive. We could help people because I'm pretty sure there's not people in the world that fucking crazy. Well, there might be.
No, there probably are.
Dude, if there are, I'm scared. But oh God, that's fucking terrifying. Why would you have to say that? That's not okay.
There are definitely. I mean,
the one he was going to talk about earlier. Well, not talk about, but what you.
He was clearly crazy.
Yeah.
But
I thought you said he was like a genius.
Well,
I mean, in a way he was,
but I don't want you saying his name in next few words like on the internet.
That would be so bad. I don't know.
Gets famous. Podcast from 9 years ago.
I personally think that anybody who freaks out about this movie
is being a pussy.
You're not looking at it from like. I agree with Ty. You're not looking at it from both sides. Also, I think the movie is almost a cinematic masterpiece in the way Joaquin portrays like his breakdown, his transition into he knows what he's becoming. He's leading a movement. Like, I love it. I love everything about it. But
you just fell for it.
Outside of that, the last thing I wanted to talk about was Robert De Niro.
Yes.
He himself is actually being sued by a former assistant of his. It was a female employee, and she's suing him for sexual harassment and discrimination of females in the workplace.
And there was actually a voicemail released along with it.
The voicemail's crazy. The voicemail itself, I don't think there's anything wrong with the voicemail. Like, if a man's cussing, like, people cuss at each other, get over it. Like, no offense, but you're an adult. Words shouldn't mean that much to you like that.
No, but the way he was...
I don't know if the microphone can hear you from there. You need to come sit back down and get away from the dog.
No, she's fucking...
Casey?
You're not gonna... I don't think it's gonna happen. Remy kind of...
Well, Remy can come to Casey.
Dude, Remy straight honey dicked her over there. Like, straight up, started acting all cute, rubbing her head on the bed, like rubbing her face.
No, like, I can
ball.
totally
Casey was
understand,
like,
not necessarily the language, but the tone
Hold on. But before we get into that, the voicemail...
Why do I have to come back over?
No, because I'm going to go into what the voicemail said. The voicemail itself, she saved it. I'm sorry that you two are so bored you're on your phones.
No, I'm looking for a video for you.
Josh
The voicemail itself was basically Robert De Niro yelling at her, telling her, how fucking dare you choose to resign during so-and-so time. I can't believe you do this after everything I did for you, you fucking bitch. You're a spoiled fucking brat. I'm going to ruin you. Like, some of the insults, okay, he called you a brat, get over it. But threatening her to ruin her career and to countersue, like...
And also calling her a stupid fucking bitch.
He basically told her that if she left, he was going to sue her.
Christian calls me that a lot, though.
Okay, but y'all are friends.
If I didn't call you a fucking bitch, you'd probably think there was something wrong with me.
You'd be like, Christian's mad at me. He's
You're
only
my
calling me
fucking
a
bitch.
We did have a teacher say that if you didn't make fun of each other, you're not true friends.
True.
But I'll let you get into the email once I kind of
I don't
get
know
down.
much more about it.
The email, I meant voicemail.
So can I go talk to the dog now?
Yes, you can go talk to the dog. She's quoted as saying he behaved in a, quote, hostile, abusive, and intimidating manner. She also states that he clings to old mores. I don't know why she used the word mores. And, quote, he does not accept the idea that men should treat women as equals. I don't know if that's true. I don't want to believe that of Robert De Niro because he's one of the greats. Like, he's up there in just, you recognize him in everything he's in. You love Robert De Niro.
I don't understand what it is with people who, like, they're like, there's an old actor. Let's not let him die in peace. Let's just, like, you could settle it privately. Like, he's old. Let him die. Let him give you millions of dollars and let him die in peace, man.
No, you can. I just don't know if the microphone's
like, it's the same thing with, like, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's been dead for how long? And then they made a 3-hour documentary about him touching little boys. Like, yeah. I understand that, like, if he was alive, yes, make the documentary, make him pay for what he did. He's dead. You're making his kids pay for what he did, and I'm pretty sure he didn't even fuck to have the kids. He was chemically castrated by his father.
Oh, I'm listening.
Like,
I was like,
let him be dead. He might have done a lot of fucked up things, but he did a lot of great things too. And
I was gonna say something, but I'm not even gonna get into it.
I don't understand what it is about just ruining old people's lives. Like, they're old. Let them be old.
Well, it also says, quote, he does not care that gender discrimination in a workplace violates the law. And her name is Miss Robinson. It says Miss Robinson is... Oh, I can't even read. Gender discrimination in workplace violates the law, and Miss Robinson is a casualty of this attitude. It also says, in his counter lawsuit, he told her that if she left, he was going to press charges against her.
For what?
Here's the thing. I think he started the first lawsuit because she left, I do believe. And he's suing because apparently she where is it at? Yeah, the lawsuit comes after De Niro sued her for embezzlement. He claims that she watched 55 episodes of Friends while on the clock over a 4-day period, and she used company accounts to buy high-end lunches.
Okay, eat my dick. You don't get to do that. I'm not paying for your lunch.
Well, that's the thing.
Unless I take you out to lunch.
Well,
then it's totally fine.
Here's the thing.
Or you blow me.
He wasn't going to do anything until she quit. He's using that against her, so she's bringing her lawsuit to counter his. But on top of that, apparently, as she served as his assistant, he regularly joked about his Viagra prescription, and he, quote, and I don't think this is a big deal personally, but this is just me, he urinated while on the phone with her. She could hear him taking a piss.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
I don't
Talk
think
to
that's-
people while pissing. Eat a dick. I do that every day.
Who the fuck cares about that?
Yeah, I don't think it's
unless
that...
you can see his dick.
And dude, joking about taking Viagra is more a shot at yourself than someone else.
It's like, I can't get it up.
Basically, I'm like, dude, you're taking a shot at yourself because you're an old fucking man. You know what's funny? There's a movie where he took too many, had to get a shot on the dick. Like, with Robert De Niro. He legit had to get a shot on the dick because he took too many.
Well, and then it also says in her lawsuit, she claims that De Niro suggests that she get pregnant using a coworker's sperm. That's not okay.
Okay.
That's not okay to suggest you get pregnant by a coworker.
I'm not, like, if there's a conversation, like, I would love to have, like, a great child and someone being like, he's got
good genes.
He's a good-looking dude. There's some great genes. Why don't you fuck him? I can understand why someone would say that, but I'm pretty sure it's not okay when you're at work.
It says she threatened she would resign, and De Niro apparently made promises to induce her to stay and threatened repercussions if she left. Robinson also claims, what does it say? The follow-through... Oh, his lawsuit is the follow-through he made as the repercussions if she left. So it's one of those that he sued her for leaving, she's suing him for sexual harassment. It's just fucked up either way. I don't know. I love Robert De Niro, and I would hope that he didn't actually do that. But in this day and age, with the Me Too movement and the sexual harassment, it's hard to know what's real and what's not. If he did do it, he shouldn't have done it. I love Robert De Niro. I have the utmost respect for the man. He's one of the greats. But
like I said, I was gonna
Kind
say
of like the
something.
thing with Kevin. No, it wasn't Kevin James.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Did you hear one of the Kevin Spacey things? After, like, he was set to go to trial over one of the cases, and the victim of the case died the day before the trial. That's suspicious as fuck.
That was super suspicious.
That's suspicious as shit.
But I was
Russian
just
shit.
kind of like, what if she just
The mob
kinda
took her
did
out.
die and he just can't catch a fucking break?
Yeah,
I'm
Kevin
like,
Spacey's
he hates
just-
his life right now.
Kevin Spacey.
Poor Kevin Spacey.
And it sucks because Kevin Spacey's so good. He's such a good fucking actor.
I love Kevin Spacey.
He was so good that he was in Call of Duty.
Yeah, he was the main bad guy.
He was
in Call
so
of
good
Duty.
in Horrible Bosses.
Kevin Spacey.
And the
DiGiorno.
Netflix show he did too.
DiGiorno.
What's funny is, I hate it. One of my biggest pet peeves is the law says you're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, but to everyone else, if an allegation comes out, you're guilty. And
You're
you
immediately guilty.
are finished.
Especially that Me Too movement. Look at
even if
Antonio
there's
Brown.
absolutely zero evidence, there could be absolutely zero evidence, and someone being like,
Well, I
he
mean-
sexually assaulted me when we were in fucking high school,
Well, I mean-
and you're 60
okay.
years old, and you can't bring evidence. There's nothing. You just want to ruin the dude's life. The dude's innocent in the court of law unless you can bring out some evidence to put him in jail.
Well, because, I mean, I don't remember what the case was. I don't remember the people involved. But there was I don't remember what his name was. It was a football player who was in jail for 4 years because some girl came forward and said he raped her, and then 4 years later she came forward and said it never happened. She ruined his career off an allegation with
She should be put in jail for double the time.
She
He was in jail, at least that was he was number 1 in the NFL draft or something like that. This dude was gonna be a superstar in the NFL, and
she ruined
his life. And there's video of her coming forward and saying it's false, and the dude just breaks down in tears. And I was just like, fuck that bitch.
The two things I have to say on this, and not everyone may be in agreement with me. I saw a comment one time that said rape allegations should never be questioned. If a woman says she's raped, you take her word for it. No. You need the evidence for it.
If it was 10, 15 something years later like that, no.
Yeah, look at Antonio Brown. He went from having all this money.
And they don't even have proof of it.
Yeah,
yet,
I know.
Do they?
No, not yet. But because he went to the Patriots, right? For that 1 year Supermax contract that he was going to get,
just out the window.
Some random girl was like, "Whoa, wait a minute."
He touched me.
He touched me, and I was like, I'm sure Antonio Brown was like, "Man, fuck, there goes my career."
Yeah, he was probably like, "Yep." Because didn't he decide he was going back to college after that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though.
To play?
No. To learn, going back for classes.
Could you imagine that man being like, "I'm gonna play for Florida State"? But what the fuck?
The thing was the NFL never said, because he wasn't trialed guilty or anything. So he was getting accused of rape and stuff, but the NFL didn't come out themselves and say get rid of him. The Patriots were like, "Yo, this is our."
Well, it's bad for their image. It's bad for the company image, which sucks because as soon as you hear an allegation, everyone jumps on the bandwagon of yes, he did it. I got in an argument with my aunt about Kevin Spacey, and I was like, is there any hard evidence of it? And they were her and Brooklyn were just like, what? No. I'm just like, then you can't be mad at him. Be mad at him when the evidence comes out. Then you can start being like, he's a bad person.
It's not Bill
he did
Cosby.
This. Dude, Bill Cosby, there's evidence of that shit.
I know, but
that should have been there.
That should have been there a long time ago.
Granted, it only came out when a bunch of other stuff. But that only came out because a bunch of other celebrities were going under fire for stuff. So all the bad Dude, Hollywood's bad. You have to do some pretty dirty shit to get into the top of Hollywood. I guarantee female actors have had to suck a few dicks to get up there.
Well,
without a doubt. I mean,
the two things that I was
telling me you wouldn't suck George Clooney's dick for a role in a movie?
That most people probably won't agree with me. I do agree. Don't get me wrong. A rape accusation it's not something to be taken lightly.
No.
But it's also one of those innocent until proven guilty. You can't just jump on the train and be like, you're a fucking monster. Where's the evidence? There is none. You're still a fucking monster. You can't do that. You got to give them a chance to defend themselves. But B, I firmly believe that if someone comes forward and they're just like, I lied about that, you should get double the jail time they got. Easy. Double the jail time. You fucking ruined that person's life. You deserve to have your life ruined.
Yeah, you lied in the court of law.
Should go to jail.
You should get double the jail time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't lie in the...
No, you can't. That's why you have to swear an oath, betraying on the Bible, all that happy crap.
Got my pen.
I hate how innocent until proven guilty, and everyone's like, "Nope, you're guilty."
No, the moment your name
is
is associated with a crime, it's one of those you're instantly no longer accountable for anything. You're just like, you're guilty, and you fucking did it with no evidence.
No one want to hear your side of it. It's just because someone can completely. I was watching a thing on Netflix about how your memory works, and if there's a massive tragedy that happens in your life. Your brain actually remembers it wrong sometimes. They were asking people about 9/11. People were like, "What do you remember that day 9/11 happened?" And some girl was like, "I remember looking out the window of my classroom and seeing billows of smoke come up, and she was facing the complete opposite way in the building. 9/11 happened over here, and the window is right there.
Yeah.
Her memory remembered it wrong. That tragedy, she remembered it wrong. Her brain was wrong, and so." I guess that can happen sometimes during a tragedy, after years of you just remember things wrong, your memory's not as good as you think it is. Eyewitness testimonies aren't as reliable as you think they are because your brain remembers stuff wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that after you've gone through a tragedy like that, I mean, you're gonna remember it a specific way, and it may not be the right way, but you're also traumatized from that experience. Like, you can only do so much. I don't know, but both sides are hard to cater to. It's weird, but I hope Robert De Niro didn't actually do it, and I hope that they can settle this outside of court without making a public deal and possibly ruining that man's career, because he's so old now. Don't ruin his career.
Exactly, he's so old. You saw how fat and old he was in the Joker. Well, that man is a good 15 years away from
especially
just
since he's going to be in Martin Scorsese's next film, The Irishman, with like Joe Pesci and shit. Really like.
But like, if this like blows
if this comes up, no one's gonna see that movie,
or he'll just be removed from it.
Well, because it's like Kevin Spacey. There was a movie he was in. It was like something along the lines.
They removed his face, didn't they? Or they take a new actor and just redo the scenes.
They took a new actor and redid all the scenes, redid everything Kevin Spacey was in, and then a movie came out that was similar to like the Dallas Buyers Club or some shit. And literally the opening weekend, the movie made like $700 because Kevin Spacey was in it. Nobody went to see it. They were all hard against Kevin Spacey.
$700?
Like, he literally made no money from that movie.
That means, like, 100 people went to go see it.
Yeah, like, it was literally, like, nobody saw it because of the sexual assault allegations. It's ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So...
That is so bad.
Rape allegations are extremely serious, but... I'm also kind of on the side of innocent till proven guilty. Like, you can't just destroy someone's career until you can prove that they've actually fucked up horribly.
You can't ruin someone else's life until you've proven they ruined yours.
Yeah, but it's.
But I mean, and you can't come out with it 20 years later saying.
I also think it's really fucked up.
I think there were statutes of limitations for shit, and it was just like, you raped me 60 years ago. Bitch, you're in a wheelchair and you're 80. You're senile. What are you talking about?
That man's not even alive anymore.
That man's dead. Like, leave him alone. Like, I'm not a big fan of Michael Jackson. Loved his music. Don't like the dude as a person. He freaked me out. But you know what? The dude's dead. Let him be dead. Let him be dead. I didn't enjoy looking at Michael Jackson's face. All right, put it that way. That was weird.
Oh, man, it was
but
creepy.
He's dead. He's already got punishment for whatever the fuck he did. Let him be dead. Don't make his kids pay for a mistake he made. That's wrong.
The world's a fucked up place. But that's all I had. We good?
Yeah.
We Gucci?
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been Gambling Gamers. Views Beyond the News. We'll catch you guys next week.
Doses.
Yeah.
Sorry for the camera.
Hey, Christian, you recording this?
Yeah, I am.
All right, well, fuck off.